So in the last lesson, we managed to figure out how to use Alamo Fire to make a HTTP GET request and grab a whole bunch of information from Wikipedia. Now in this lesson, we're going to parse that information and display it inside our app in a label, like so. So we've done this before in both Klima and FlashChat, so I want to set it as a challenge and see if you can turn this response into a JSON and then parse that JSON in order to grab the relevant extract and put it into a label. It might involve a little bit of design work as well. So here's a hint before you start working on the challenge. When we printed this response in the last lesson, the data type of that response is a data response object. Now that is not the same as a JSON, and you want to be able to use something like JSON Editor Online to be able to visualize the JSON structure more easily. So in order to turn it into a JSON, remember we need to use the SwiftyJSON framework. So we can write JSON and then we can convert that response result.value into a JSON object. So let me show you side by side the differences. If you have a look over here, this is our data response object, and on the right is the same thing that's been converted into a JSON. You can see that in the JSON structure, all the keys are strings and they have quotation marks around them, whereas in the object, the keys are simply as they are. Now, if you tried to put this data response object into the JSON editor straight away, you can see that it's going to give you a whole bunch of errors and it won't be able to parse it because this is not JSON. But after you've converted it, then it will be able to parse it without any problems. And the idea is that you want to use this structure to guide your JSON parsing. So if you don't remember how we parse JSONs using SwiftyJSON, then have a look back at Klima or at FlashChat and remind yourself how we managed to chain keys together in order to get to the thing that we want, which is of course this extract over here. So I'm going to set this as a challenge. Give it a go and see if you can do it. Don't worry if you can't. I'm going to walk you through the solution in the next lesson.